And welcome back to Talk of Alabama. Happy 2019 if you're just now waking up and getting in the groove. Was it hard, Kathleen, to get back in the groove of the new year?
Absolutely, and I'm still working on it.
Everybody's been yawning around here. I know it's hard that first day back, but we are going to ease you into your work week right here in the Mazer Kitchen. And we've got Kathleen Phillips with Grits Gouda here.com. I always forget to say the .com. And we're making a couple different soups. Here it is winter. It's not overly cold today, but it's certainly gloomy, and you can tell it's winter outside.
It is the perfect time for soups because it is winter. So, you know, at gritsandgouda.com, we're all about shortcuts. So today we have 2 shortcut recipes, and this is white bean chicken chili.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you a couple of things, but the main thing is we're going to our pantry today. You don't want to get out. You're kind of inside. So we're going to use these Navy and Great Northern canned beans.
Okay.
Okay. So like you said, we can instant pot cook them, but this is another shortcut.
Okay.
So just
what's the name Navy beans come from?
Well,
you happen to know that?
I do not happen to know that. You always have the best questions. I always go and research after this. So, well, first, I'm going to show you something. We're going to get started. A tablespoon of olive oil in the pot.
Okay.
A cup of onion.
Okay, gotcha.
And just real quick, so on the garlic, don't buy the pre-chopped in the jar garlic that has phosphoric acid and bleach. So just real quick,
bleach.
Yes, if you research it, sometimes they bleach it. It is not hard to just get the fresh garlic.
Okay.
Put in one of these or one of those jar openers and roll it, and it just comes right off. Okay. See,
it's amazing though if you read the back of your food, what you will learn, right?
All right. Naked
garlic
right there. Smash it, chop it, and put it in the pot. All right, the recipe is on gritsandgouda.com.
How much?
That was 3 cloves. I just love garlic. All right, so real quickly, I'm going to show you how to handle this prehistoric size chicken breast. You know, so often this is the size you get, and that's usually too big for a serving, right? So a lot of people do not know what to do with this. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut it down to size. You take a sharp knife, you're cutting it in half. Now cut that in half. Cut this kind of on the diagonal.
Okay.
That right there is more of a regular serving size. This is what I do when I buy these large chicken breasts.
Okay.
I bring it home, I cut them in half, cut them like this, and then I freeze them.
Oh.
And this is about the portion size you need. You do not need that huge one. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. Now, with food safety, we are going to trade out cutting boards.
And gloves.
Do not use the same cutting board. So you bake that at 350 for 25 degrees. Now let me show you this another handy little trick.
Okay.
So when it's finished, you want to check and see. You can use this instant read everybody's familiar with.
Okay.
But let me show this to the camera. If you point this at your chicken, it will tell you the internal temperature, and you want it to be 165. So cool. You don't have to wash this. You just point it.
Now, does this work on all meats or just chicken?
All meats. See, right now that is 73. It's 73 degrees in here. Coolest tip ever, and you can get that on Amazon.com.
What is it called?
Anywhere.
Newbie?
This is. There are lots of different brands.
Oh, okay. This just happens to be a Newbie brand.
That's right.
Infrared thermometer. I've never seen one.
Infrared thermometer.
Okay.
You just point and shoot, and it tells you. Great for steaks when you're grilling outside.
How much do those run?
Oh, about 12-ish. Not about the same price as
Wow.
that instant read. It is.
Yeah, I was going to
awesome.
say. Not to mention, you could just save yourself from eating dry meat the rest of your life.
So another tip. So you can chop the chicken once it's cooked for this soup.
Okay.
But I like to take 2 forks and just quickly pull it apart.
Okay.
Okay, like that. See how quick that is? The chicken does shred best when it's warm. So as soon as it does come out of the oven,
Do this.
do this. And also, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in here.
Okay. And how much chicken would you use for this soup?
For this, I use 5 of those small. Okay, I want to also say that another shortcut, again, I want to get you in and out of the kitchen, is to use rotisserie chicken. Now, of course, with this white chicken breast,
Yes.
fewer calories, but I think that rotisserie chicken has more flavor.
Yes.
So, all right, so
Plus
we
it's
have
already cooked for you.
and this is another tip. We're full of tips today.
Okay.
So that your cutting board does not slide, put a wet paper towel down, because when you're cutting, you really don't want that to slide. So,
Okay.
and look at that, easy cleanup.
Okay.
So we have onion, garlic, and we're going to add cumin,
Okay.
oregano, and the amounts are on the blog, and salt.
Okay.
Stir that up. Now come the beans. Now, Navy or Great Northern, and these are drained.
Okay.
Dump it. These are dump and stir recipes. That's what we want, right?
Okay.
All right. Now, the salt and pepper here was to put on your chicken breast before you bake it.
Okay.
All right, now that is looking yummy. The onions you'd saute first and then add all this. Then, for convenience, use 1 carton, which is 4 cups.
Okay.
So if you make your own, you were talking about making broth with the bone. If you make your own, it's 4 cups.
Okay.
All right, so you bring this to a boil, let it simmer about 20 minutes. And now another tip.
Where do these little green chilies go?
Oh, they go with white bean chicken chili soup. Thank you, you're great.
I was just
There is-
wondering if they were a set decor or if you really needed them.
No, I need you to help me
Okay.
cook. Can you come over?
We
and
said
help
we
me?
were easing our way back into the work week. We were not joking. It's taken 2 of us.
Okay, so another tip. If you like your white bean chicken chili texture a little creamier, just take a potato masher and mash some of the beans. You're not making puree. You're just slightly mashing some of those beans. And that makes it creamy. The starch releases from the beans and makes the texture a little more creamy.
Okay.
So you just simmer that down, and then we have it over here. You can serve it with, I love to put the toppings on it, Monterey Jack cheese and lime squeeze and cilantro and salsa and sour cream. So it starts out pretty healthy, but depending on what you put on top of it.
Do you freeze this or can you freeze it? So if you make a big batch and obviously you can't eat it all in that night, how does it freeze?
It absolutely can freeze.
Okay.
I love to use that food saver for a lot, like the chicken. I bring it home, I cut it down, and then that preserves everything. But for this, you just put it in like a Ziploc container
Yes.
and freeze it, and then you can
then
pull
bring
it
it
out. Great thing to do for lunches. Now we have a little bit of time now. Freeze these in individual servings,
Yes.
and then send them to work with your husband or you, and you've got soup throughout the
Yeah, good idea. Or even the kids out there that like taking
That's
soup
right.
for lunch.
And then when we come back, we're going to make, it's called Papa al Pomodoro. Now that doesn't sound Southern. All my recipes are Southern shortcut, but tomato soup is Southern. And this is
Okay.
Tuscan tomato soup with bread.
Which is right here.
That's right. And
Okay.
I just happened to whip up a grilled cheese
Yeah.
to go with, because if you have tomato soup, you have to have grilled cheese,
That's
right?
exactly right. Okay, Miss Kathleen will be back with you in just a few minutes. And we're back in the Mazer kitchen. Kathleen and I are just talking about diets. Have you done a diet?
Just a few in my lifetime,
Yeah.
but I'm a full believer in everything in moderation.
Yes.
Exercise and just eat real food in moderation.
If I would just cut out like the 10 p.m. eating,
Yes.
that's the thing that gets me, because like at 10 o'clock the kids get to, everybody's in bed, the house is quiet, and that's the time I'm like, a piece of pie sounds delicious. That would be the good thing. So little steps, right? If you're making little steps, that's better than no steps.
That's exactly right. That's progress. Well, today we are cooking healthy. These
Okay.
recipes are absolutely healthy, but they're from the pantry.
Okay.
Okay. So today, this right here, we're making fire roasted tomato soup.
Okay.
But it's tomato and bread soup.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a Tuscan Italian soup called Papa al Pomodoro. What that means is bread and tomatoes. Okay. Papa means pureed. So we're going with the canned again. And you might think, tomato soup, my grandma always made it, cannot eat that from a can. you will be surprised. So these are fire roasted
Okay.
with garlic.
Okay.
So very, very few ingredients. I'm getting you in and out of the kitchen.
Good, because we only have 1 minute.
And so 2 cans. All right, now you can put it in the blender, or you can use a immersion blender. Now I'm not going to do it all the way, but that will blend it up.
Okay.
Okay, completely blend it.
Okay.
You can see the result over there. And then we're going to add just a teaspoon of brown sugar to cut the acidity of the tomatoes.
Okay.
And then a little bit of basil. Okay. Then here comes the bread, a good piece of thick bread.
Okay.
Just tear it up like this.
Yes.
Blend it. I know that sounds crazy, but it thickens it. But there is the tomato and bread salad.
Yes.
It starts with P. The name escapes me, but that is yummy.
Yeah.
You've got to try this. But when we come back, I want you to at least try a taste of that.
Okay, I'm gonna try it.
And it has a tablespoon of olive oil.
Olive
Now,
oil,
just
so-
super quick. Last week on my blog, I asked all my followers to tell me their favorite soup, and you
Yeah.
said yours was a vegetable. People told me all kinds of things, and one, Connie Smith, told me swamp soup was her favorite, but I looked it up in Fish River Grill in Gulf Shores. So it reminded me, okay, this right here is turnip green soup, and that's what swamp soup is.
Okay, swamp soup.
Yes.
We'll talk about this when we come back. Swamp soup. Don't miss it. We'll be right back. Stay with us.